Welcome once again to the Pro Squash Challenge Series, this time for the big title match against Mohamed ElShorbagy, very illustrious opponent, but you trained together. How are you looking forward to it?
Should be good, yeah. We played a lot recently. We've probably been 2-3 times a week for the last couple of months since we last played in Blackball, so yeah, it's been pretty tight. Haven't played on the glass, and obviously training match are a little bit different, so it should be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, and playing against Patrick Rooney in the Eliminator, that was a fantastic match, which is now on YouTube. How did you find that? Yeah,
it was tough. It was the same that we played in Blackball first round for me there. And he's playing well at the moment. He's confident, and he showed that with a few wins against Deck and then against Kandra. So he's sharp at the moment, and he's playing well. So he was difficult to get off the middle, and he was using the court well, I thought, that day. So had to close him down and just get through that, really, which I did all right in the end. Yeah, it was okay.
Certainly did. So all the best for tonight.
Cheers, man.
And look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Should be good, thanks.
Mohamed, welcome to the final title match of the Pro Squash Challenge Series here at St George's Hill against Joel Makin. How are you feeling about this match today?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to play him. We always match up well. We play some great matches against each other. We played in Channel Vaz here, actually played in this court I think 3 years ago when he got his winner over me. And we practice a lot together. We're actually training partners as well. We train at least twice a week, each week together. Once in Birmingham, once in Bristol. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to get on court with them one more time.
We're looking forward to a fabulous match today. All the best for that.
Thanks a lot, Danny, and thanks a lot for organising the event and everything. And yeah, it's great to be back here playing in St George's, and hopefully we get the PSL back again, and I can come back here again even more and play in front of home crowd. So I'm really looking forward to be back again playing with crowd back.
Well, we're really looking forward to today, and welcome back.
Thanks, Danny.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St George's Hill here in Weybridge, Surrey, United Kingdom, for the title match of the Pro Squash Challenge Series. This is the one we've all been waiting for, between Mohamed ElShorbagy on the left in the light blue and Joel Makin on the right, the darker blue. Joel Makin from Wales and Mohamed ElShorbagy from Egypt. Makin getting ready to serve now for this title match. Just waiting for time to be called. Bouncing the ball a few times. Makin gets proceedings underway. With the backhand serve, goes for a short chopped kill. Sprayed out a bit, but it was short enough and far enough out of the reach of ElShorbagy. Makin gets in the lead. And Mohamed whips in a quick little backhand surprise boast, just when they looked like they were going to settle into an up and down the wall rally. 1-1. Both players. Mohamed tries it again on the boast, and it just clips the tin that time. Both players have made their way to this title match with close fought victories. Joel Makin over Patrick Rooney of England, and Mohamed ElShorbagy over Declan James, the English champion. Both 3-2. Mohamed calls a let there and gets it. Not quite enough room to get through. Simple let. 2-1 to Joel Makin. Joel Makin, who registered a fine victory over Mohamed ElShorbagy in the recent Blackball Open on the PSA World Tour. He also beat Mazen Hesham in that tournament. And Patrick Rooney to reach the semi-finals, where he lost 3-love in well over an hour to Mohamed's brother Marwan, who was the eventual victor in the tournament. Fast pace already, as you'd expect from these two. Mohamed game is all based on pace. And when he's hot, he's really hot. But a couple of early errors creeping in from ElShorbagy, putting Makin into a 4-1 lead. Makin as world number 9, compared with Mohamed ElShorbagy's world number 2 status as the slight underdog. He famously beat ElShorbagy on this court in the Channel World Championship a few years back. Really kick-started his career in the top flight, choosing to play that as opposed to asking for a possible stroke. Level of squash has gone up a bit here. Plenty of variety. Both players cutting the ball off beautifully. Goes to a reverse angle, also known as the leisure centre post. ElShorbagy. That's a superb rally. Well constructed. Huge variety. 2-4. ElShorbagy steadies himself. The Pro Squash Challenge Series, rather like boxing, which is played with a series of eliminating matches leading up to a title match or fight. And this is it. This is the one they've been waiting for, and whoever wins today will take some challenges in the future. Good counter drop from Makin. Mohamed ElShorbagy staying back a bit, not able to get that. An unusual format for squash. Great pick up from Makin. Shots trade off at the front of the court, and then some tight stuff up and down the wall. Brilliant width from ElShorbagy there. Makin slightly pulling it. Good length as well from ElShorbagy. Makes space for the volley drop. Makin off balance, gives away the stroke. ElShorbagy serving at 3-5 in this first game. Looks like a simple let there. Not finding the wall with his serve. That's a stroke to Joel Makin as Mohamed pulls it out to the middle. Sometimes club players will play a let for that situation. Really shouldn't. And it's so obvious. Great footwork from ElShorbagy. Moving around the ball to take it on the forehand. Good quick post. Fortunately, he exposed himself there. Put the post in, hung back, and Makin was quick onto it. 7-3 from the left. That was uncharacteristic. Mohamed hadn't quite composed himself. Makin has a handy 8-3 lead in this first game. I always feel that if the underdog's going to take a match, he has to front run, and Makin's certainly doing that here. Just to build the confidence and question the confidence of the higher ranked player. Beautiful rally at the front. Mohamed getting in and whipping it cross court, often favouring that cross court hard from the front right. So Mohamed ElShorbagy twice World Junior Champion. He's been world number 1 for a total of about 3 years, between November 2014 and February 2020. Won the World Open in 2017, beating his brother Marwan 3-2 in the final. He's also won the TOC, famous tournament in New York, played at Grand Central 3 times, and the British Open 3 times. So what a player, currently number 2 in the world. It's a fantastic rally, really putting some work into making here. And the hold and straight drive that time down the backhand wall. That's a great drop, great pickup from Makin, who guessed slightly the wrong way there after a grueling rally. ElShorbagy dispatched him. Makin looking for the trickle boast. There's a bit of a rush to extend his lead, but in the process, ElShorbagy eats away at it. So 6-8 now. Play resumes up and down the side wall. One of the characteristics of Joel Makin's semi-final win over Patrick Rooney, the tightness of the play up and down the backhand wall. I think Mohamed went to play the man there. Gone straight for Makin. Hence no let. There was a line. The 3 ref system getting that one right. Good start for the refs, but I should think there'll be more challenging decisions to come as the match progresses. Oh, he slipped. And unfortunately, that's a stroke to Joel Makin. Players having to towel their own sweat. Not quite sure what he slipped on there. So during the pandemic times, which are moving towards an easing of restrictions, we've had no crowds, we've had players mopping up the courts, no coaches in the corners. I think slightly different in Egypt, but very little going on in the UK, and that's why the Pro Squash Challenge Series was formed. 10-6 to Joel Makin, and a cheap return from Mohamed ElShorbagy gives Makin the game. 11-6. So Mohamed put some work into Joel Makin in the middle stages of that game, but in the end gave it away fairly cheaply. He won't be happy with that. He'll be back with a vengeance in the second. Never one to overly panic though, a bit like a lot of the Egyptian players. And ElShorbagy, who lives in Bristol and was educated at Millfield School, although he hails from Alexandria, the second city of Egypt on the Mediterranean coast. And he was under the tutelage of the great Jonah Barrington at Millfield, and the director of squash there, Ian Thomas. And he lives in Bristol. He's worked a lot with Hadrian Stiff. He's a top English coach, runs the elite squash academy. He's been highly influential. And he's also done a bit of work more latterly with Rodney Martin, himself a world champion from Australia. looking to improve the technical and tactical side of his game. Joel Makin back on court, warming up. And he's worked a lot with Robert Owen in Birmingham, which is now his home city. Not currently working with Owen though, but Robert Owen can take a lot of credit for the huge improvements that Joel Makin made to make him the top player he is. Makin in the Welsh squad, coached by David Evans. Sets the second game underway with a bit more care in his backhand serve than some we saw from Mohamed ElShorbagy in the first game. Made sure it hit the sidewall. Tight first rally. Mohamed looking to push forward, looking for the volley drop. Probably didn't push forward enough. Let it drop a bit. Made it harder to be accurate. Just clipping the tin there. Making 1 love up in games and 1 love up in points. Puts in a heavily chopped drop, but Mohamed quick to get in there and cut it with venom cross court, leaving Joel Makin floundering. He's got to have a lot of bite on it to bounce twice before Joel Makin gets to it. Getting in there. That's a good touch. Particularly since the advent of these all glass courts with the reflective dots on the sidewall, spin becomes even more effective in squash than it traditionally was on the plaster courts. ElShorbagy a little bit at sea here. It's Makin dominates. Puts in yet another volley. Mohamed's still looking to get a foothold in this match. Makin playing with confidence. Bouncing out of the way. Good drop shots from ElShorbagy. He likes to whip it across. Tremendous gets from Makin, and Mohamed can't believe that. Brilliant pickups. Couldn't fool him with the cross court that time. He's under it again, and then he stood really strong behind ElShorbagy. So a couple of shots that got Makin first time around. He was wise too in that rally, and it paid off. 4-1 up. Goes for the cross court nick. It's brilliant from Makin. See what I mean about front running? He's able to be more flamboyant, more attacking. Really express himself, which he's doing with great aplomb. Brilliant boast from ElShorbagy. Whipped in. Probably didn't even know he was going to do it himself. That surprise element, fooling Makin. 2-5. ElShorbagy needs to get another point or two to make it close. Let's go to stroke away there. And that time, Makin framed it a bit. At full stretch, back to the middle. And ElShorbagy sensibly claims the point. 3-5. Great length. Dying in the back. As Joel regains ascendancy. 6-3. Hits the sidewall again with that serve. Goes for the forehand kill. He's tried that a few times. Mohamed wise to it. Both players cutting the ball off at the back of the service box whenever they can. Just as I said that, they favoured a couple of longer lengths. Draw out the rally, draw the opponent into the back corner. Slightly slower, and that slowing of the pace enabled Makin to gain some poise and really hit the ball tight down the side wall, gripping it in. 7-3, full stretch. But he'd be disappointed with that. That was definitely on. And Makin's toes didn't twinkle like they do so often. 4-7. ElShorbagy. Whipped in boast again. Makin saw it coming. Little flip drop. Bludgeoned cross court from ElShorbagy. Followed up by a backhand boast this time. So he's within touching distance at 5-7. Mohamed ElShorbagy, sponsored by Channel Vass, Row Motor Oil, and Red Bull. He's hoping to gain wings as this match progresses. We're playing here on the Channel Vass court at St George's Hill. Great rally, but Makin sprayed it. And that's another stroke to ElShorbagy. Again, perfectly entitled to do that. It's right in the middle of the court. Unfortunate for Joel Makin. Channel Vass, sponsor of the Pro Squash Challenge Series, as are the St George's Hill Club. Harriswell Wealth Management, and several other generous individuals. And that's a great shot from the back. ElShorbagy left it short. It's equal. Strange little trickle post. Didn't quite come off. Trickle post is the shot at the front of the court. Just a little short post. And the opponent thinks you're going to drop shot or drive, so it can be very effective. ElShorbagy giving Joel Makin a nice angle here to attack from the back, and he certainly played that with geometrical precision. 9-7. Pinning ElShorbagy back. Bit loose from ElShorbagy, chop from Makin, trickle post from ElShorbagy. Both players working hard now. Bit of pace increase from Mohamed. Certainly a variety increase. He's giving Makin the front. It's a bit risky. He's got to put him back a bit. But he gets away with it. Crucial point in the match there. And Makin clips the tin with a backhand drop. Just at a time when maybe he should have kept ElShorbagy on a string. 8-9. And Makin goes slightly the wrong way. ElShorbagy whips in a forehand boast. Yeah, he's headed off the wrong way and he slipped. So that won't be a let, unfortunately. A little bit of a collision. 9-all. This is very tight and very important for both players. Both want to get their hands on this trophy become the first ever title winner. Looked like a stroke to Makin. Mohamed's in the way. How short is that? We can't see from this angle. The referee's only seeing it in real time. A let ball given by the 3-man referee system. No real arguments from the players there. ElShorbagy getting him, taking the ball early, pinning, making back. Chance. Blocks him out a bit. Seemed to be legitimate. He's on the tee, he's hardly moved, so he's allowed to be there. Poor shot from Makin. Under analysis from the slow motion, we're able to see that. And this time, Makin rushing a bit at the end of the game, which is what ElShorbagy did at the end of the first. Rushed himself into an error. So if you haven't yet checked out the other matches in the Pro Squash Challenge series that led us to this title match, do so on this YouTube channel, and please subscribe and follow the series on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whoever wins this and becomes our first title holder will go on to accept challenges, hopefully from around the world. The whole series has been very sponsor driven in the early days. Members of the St George's Hill Club were putting up cash to see certain matches, certain challenges, and then this led all the way up to the top players in Britain, and indeed some of the top players in the world, in both men and women, being involved. And the hope is in the future to get challenges from around the globe and get other countries playing their own eliminators. Good thing for clubs to stage. Just register with the series, stream the match, put up a differential for the winners and the losers, and hold a Pro Squash Challenge instead of an exhibition, maybe. Get in touch if you'd like to do that. In the meantime, the Pro Squash Challenge series will be hopefully amassing a pool of sponsorship to go on, gradually improve our coverage, both live stream and recorded. So 1 game all. Mohamed ElShorbagy very much back in the match. And out to win the title. Goes for the net. Beautifully retrieved by Makin. This is tight. Up and down the wall. Simple let. Called by Joel Makin. Just a little bit of interference there. Everybody happy with that. Mohamed putting the ball on Joel Makin's racket. A little bit surprised, couldn't finish him off. It's a tough game. Squash at the top to put the ball away. Mohamed goes for a cross-court net. There's an appeal from Joel Makin. Not quite sure what for. That looked all right. It looked all right, but it may just have clipped the line. playing with that. The refs were split on that one. Big drop shot from ElShorbagy, great retrieval from Makin. And he's able to get up to quickly. Slightly loose from ElShorbagy. Back on his heels. And can't respond to the Makin. Straight drive. That's something the pros do a lot better than club players. They get in to the front of the court and they're able to hit the ball straight and hard. And this time Mohamed putting in a great backhand drop. Loose from ElShorbagy, Makin choosing to play it and make Mohamed do the work. That can pay dividends as well. Didn't over dramatise and try and claim a stroke. Just moved his feet, made Mohamed stay back and made him work. Jeff Hunt, champion of the 70s and 80s, was very elegant at doing that. Not wide enough from Makin. Chance from ElShorbagy, sort of in the way there. Scrappy. I'll plunk that in the tin. 2-1-2. Joel Makin. Very much part of the Wales attack on the Commonwealth Games medals. Commonwealth Games 2022, which will be played in Joel's home city of Birmingham. And this rally going on. Mohamed again, the way he holds and plays that boast at the last minute is very effective, but this time Makin gets it and he counters with a trickle boast. (3-1) from the left. Makin holding from the back, has the option of a drop from the back there, holds, makes the opponent stop on the tee. See, all the top players are holding a lot of their shots. Slightly loose from Makin. Mohamed putting in a short drop kill that doesn't really go anywhere. Make it really hard for Makin. Struggle both pace ridiculously high. We see it from this angle close to the court. Often this angle not favoured by the TV companies because it is viewed through the glass. And reflections aren't always too good. But with no spectators, we're able to mat out the reflections from the seats. So it's not too much of a disadvantage filming through the glass. 4-2 to Joel Makin as they towel down the court. So the Pro Squash Challenge Series, all money's going to the players, but we're not allowed court cleaners yet anyway. By the time we have the women's final between Tesni Evans of Wales, Joel's compatriot, and Gina Kennedy of England, we may even have a crowd. We may even have a court cleaner. That all remains to be seen. Depends what the Indian variant of COVID does. And what Boris does next too. And his gang. So that we're back to full squash in the United Kingdom now, certainly in England. Blows from Mohamed ElShorbagy. And that's a good follow-up volley to a dying length. Makin gets it back really well. And they're working with that boast, even though Joel Makin's equal to it. Mohamed's recovery shot, a bit fast, lost control. As he comes in late. Oh, it's so tight, that's why. He had to swing fast with it. 5-2 to Joel Makin. Makin with a triple boast. Mohamed in the way there. And sprayed back to the middle. Can only be a stroke when that happens. So one of the reasons the players favour the backhand serve from the forehand side is because they never take their eye off the ball. Slightly harder serve for a beginner to do, to get any power, to push right through it. That's a good width from Makin. Slightly overhit though. Mohamed going for the Aussie boast. He's so wise to it though, Joel Makin, isn't he? He watches the ball like a hawk. Everything Mohamed throws at him, he reads. But then he gets one on a plate and fails to do the business. But 7-3 up. He's all right for now. See if Mohamed has got other ideas. Frantic rally. Mohamed this time on the end of it. He's back in control now. Trickle from Makin. Mohamed gets up to it. Good hold from Joel Makin and keeps the tightness there. Mohamed recovers. Goes down with a lob because he's put himself under a lot of pressure, but he recovers well again. Full stretch, scrapes it back. It's a phenomenal rally. Lots of intricate stuff, lots of hard working boasts. A last minute flip. Makin slips a tiny bit on that last one. A little bit open, flips the tin. 4-7. That was gut busting. These are some of the fittest men in the world, some of the fittest athletes in the world. Both taking a little breather there. It's the boast that wrenches it out of you. And he's putting it in again. Plus all those little drops that you've got to keep chasing to the front. And double bounce that. That's a good hold from Makin. Sweeps it across the court. 8-4. "35 minutes of play now. Put in a bit of work. Tight shot from Joel Makin. Mohamed giving him the angle. The brutal rally. Plenty of variety. Mohamed's hit that onto the line, I think. Absolutely adamant that he didn't hit it onto the line. One referee on the left. Yeah, he hit it out. Referee on the left couldn't see it. And the two in the middle, clearly saw it out. Yeah, that's a mile out.
The ball is out. Unbelievable. Okay, ground, please.
Specsavers sponsorship coming on, maybe? Now, it's easy to see in slow motion, but the ball did go a bit elliptical in real time. Using the optical illusion. 9-4, 5-point cushion for Joel Makin, the Welshman. And Elanga from ElShorbagy. Slaps in a kill. Cross court nick. Underspun drop shot from Makin. He really chops under. ElShorbagy got himself in a bit of a pickle there. Wants a let. He's not going to get one. Shows how much he wants the match. That's short. Pretty decent. I think there was a line there for ElShorbagy. Looks like the ref's got that right. So no benefit of any video reviews. And slightly affected him. And very much affected him mentally. There. His sort of body language has gone a bit. Looks up at it, thinks about it. What should I do here? And he's not really in the right frame of mind. He's still thinking about the decision before. A little bit like what happened at the end of the first game. ElShorbagy made a mistake. And at the second game, Makin made one. And then the third one. Third game, ElShorbagy another mistake off the serve. Don't see that often at this level. And especially not in a high quality match where there haven't been that many errors, particularly latterly, as we reach the 40-minute mark. So, highly entertaining title bout. The first one we've ever had here at the Pro Squash Challenge Series. We're going to crown our first ever champion in this boxing style series. All we need is Don King or a Frank Warren character or a Barry Hearn character. Maybe to take our game to new levels. Of course, the PSA Tour have done a wonderful job. Chaired by Ziad El Turki. Particularly increasing the tour and improving the awareness of professional squash by their first-class squash TV coverage, which has set the standards. The whole aim of this series is not to compete with the PSA World Tour, but to augment it, to provide its players with an alternative source of income, particularly during these COVID times. But let's hope that the challenge champion will wear their title, carry their title proudly, and it'll be an important title to hold in the game. In pro squash, as you see, a lot of rallies taking place up and down the backhand. In this first exchange, we had a brief foray down the forehand side. Good short drop from ElShorbagy. Makin not quite able to respond. ElShorbagy not so worried about his serve clipping the side wall. See how the players are hitting dying length into the back of the service box. Like that. So it forces the other player to cut the ball off. And that one, ElShorbagy almost died in the back corner. Very fast front wall at St George's. The commentators talk about. Both these two quite used to it. And he plays PSL, Premier Squash League here. That's a fantastic chop in from Joel Makin. Short chopped drop shot kill on the forehand. Beautiful squash. Exchange of drop shots. Good retrieval. Hold in the middle from Makin, and he held again and pushes Mohamed back. Mohamed has to go forward to look for the short ball, and then Makin puts him long. Joel Makin gets in front, kills it. Should ElShorbagy have made a bit more effort here? Oh, there's not much line through, but it's just whether it's short enough for him. 1-1. Makin slip in there. Ending up a bit open, a bit close. Not able to play the ball. 2-1 ElShorbagy. 2 games to 1 down. The 2017 World Champion. And he puts in the short drop. Blocks him out a bit. Straight back to the tee. Given us a no-let. Seen them go the other way. 3-1 to ElShorbagy. No complaints from Makin. It's not really worth it with no video review. And off balance. Forced into the loose shot by the tightness of ElShorbagy's shot there. ElShorbagy playing with great variety, particularly in this game. Really mixing it up. Slowing down some of his shots and reaping the benefits. There's more control. Apart from there. Getting back in the rally well. Watching like a hawk, ElShorbagy there, and reading it really well. Intensity's gone up a bit. Knowing even the fittest player like Joel Makin can be worked by the boast. Joel Makin ending up a bit open. That's a sign of a bit of tiredness, not quite getting his feet round ball and giving another stroke away. So 5-1 ElShorbagy. This time it's Makin that needs to regroup. Given the flow of the game away a bit. And again, slightly laboured from Makin. The first time we've seen him physically under the cosh. As I said, there's been an improvement by ElShorbagy, and those boasts are really dragging it out of Joel Makin. But that time he was wise to it. So Mohamed finding a shot that's really paying off. Makin slowing up a little bit, overplays it, Makin suddenly back in it. Gets onto that one really easily. Bludgeons it cross court. Mohamed has that trademark drop. Backs into him, but he's on the tee anyway, pretty much. So that's absolutely fine. 7-2. Good shot from Makin. So ElShorbagy's been quite intelligent here because he's kept the pressure on by taking it early, but he has certainly mixed the pace more. Played with a bit more composure, a bit more thought, and the quality of his game's gone up just at the time I'm making his way a little bit. But what a great shot. Always happens when the commentator says that, but from well behind, Makin can relax. And he's got to be very wary that Mohamed can do the same thing. He can relax for different reasons, because he's got a cushion of a lead. He puts in a surprise cross-court nick. Trying to claw some points back. He's 8-4 down. Think of a way to knock Mohamed's rising confidence. Break the flow that he's got. What a rally. He goes for one down the middle here. Player shapes up. He could hit it straight. He could hit it cross court. He turns to hit it down the middle. It's not a stroke because he's out of the way, but Makin's not expected it. Great pick up from ElShorbagy, and he read that beautifully. Didn't quite manage to get the length on the follow-up volley. Plays the volley boast. And he completely had him there, but he's missed it. Too easy. That can happen. Don't quite give the shot the attention to detail it deserves. Do you think we've already won the point? At 9-5, that's a healthy lead for Mohamed ElShorbagy. It's a good boast, making late on that, but he got it. Beautiful lob. Looks like a coach's lob. Probably should have gone straight there. As Makin was languishing at the back. (6-9). So Makin serving from the left. I love the way he took the pace off that. That was unexpected. Very deft touch. But we might see that again. That was good. Our editor hasn't missed much else. We'll forgive him that. It's a stroke. So ElShorbagy's lead has now been eroded to 1 point. 8-9. Makin within touching distance of the title. Still got a lot of work to do. An error that he couldn't afford, giving ElShorbagy 2 game balls to level the match at 2-2. We're going to have another 3-2 thriller. We've had a few in this Pro Squash Challenge series. It's a great rally, great length from Makin, loose from Mohamed. Goes for the straight shot. He's a bit open. That could well be a stroke. He clears beautifully. A little bit marginal. 10-8. He plays that away from his body beautifully. Great rally. Good length from Makin. Mohamed gets in front. All over the court, chasing it down, still trying to keep his quality up. Great drop shot. A chance to go straight and put Mohamed out of the rally, but didn't take it. A bit short. Lovely width from Makin. Good shot from ElShorbagy between the legs. Beautiful stuff. Nobody really wanted it. Good. Ooh. Is this a stroke? It's pretty loose. There's no way through. Not sure what they've given here. Ended up with a let. Hindsight looked like a stroke. (10-8) still to ElShorbagy. More cagey rally. Up and down the backhand. Goes for the quick kill. Both from Makin, drop from Mohamed. Nice float from Makin. Another boast. It's the boast that's putting the work into Joel Makin. He tries one of his own. And that was a shot and a half from Mohamed. Great length. Taking the game. 11-8. Shot really died in the back corner of that cross court. That had power, accuracy, weight. The weight of the shot that's so important as well when you're trying to hit these targets at the back of the court. If you get the weight right, it won't come off the side wall as far, and it won't let your opponent back into the rally. There's so much about that. And then all the different spins that they use. Some of them consciously, some of them unconsciously. Just from the downward motion of the swing, you get some cut on the ball. And then different players play with the face open or more closed. Some players come under the ball, really chop under it, getting a little bit of underspin as well. And then the side spin that you can use that fades the ball towards the side wall. So we're certainly seeing a wide variety of spins. And as I said before, even though a squash ball doesn't take the spin of, say, a tennis ball or a cricket ball, it still takes the cut that people put on it helps the grippiness of the shot. And that, coupled with the touch and feel that the players develop over many, many years, being able to put the ball where they like and leave the ball very short. All sorts of training exercises lead to that, and some of it's raw talent as well. Mohamed ElShorbagy had a phenomenal junior career. Joel Makin developed much later as a force in the world game. Fair to say he's still developing. Mohamed ElShorbagy has been at the top of the game for many, many years now. Phenomenal achievement. Rightly held in very high esteem as one of the greats of the game. Finally got the better of Ramy Ashur as well. That's a great shot from ElShorbagy. We talk about touch, we talk about cut, and that's got a bit of cut and phenomenal touch. He's left that really short. And then we talk about the power, bludgeoned forehand off a short swing, but the weight was just right there into the backhand corner. 2-love to ElShorbagy. This is a good start for him as he bids to get his hands on yet another trophy. Well, a kill from Joel Makin on the forehand. Gives him his first point of the fifth and final game. So Makin's semi-title eliminator with Patrick Rooney. It's a 5-game thriller of the highest quality. Worth a watch if you haven't seen it on this channel. And Mohamed ElShorbagy's 3-2 narrow scraped victory over English champion Declan James was another thriller. 5 games. And patiently using the post. There's a real chance for Joel Makin there. Slight hurry to finish things off. 3-1 ElShorbagy. And he's pulled that due to the tightness of ElShorbagy's shot. Unfortunate, but it's definitely a stroke. 4-1. Handsome 4-1 3-point lead for ElShorbagy. A bit of mental tiredness coming into Makin now. The Demons. As Mohamed caught him out with that drop shot in the previous rally. 5-1. What can Joel Makin do to get back in this match? These two players are in the same quarter again in the World Championship, which is coming up next week. Deemed to be a line there. just for Makin, which he didn't take, so no let given. 6-1 Mohamed. I think the same thing. And that time Mohamed ElShorbagy rather fortunate to get a let. I think he would have got it. It's just whether he created his own trouble there. That time Makin not really even asking, but he might have got one if he'd asked. Good cross-court width from Joel Makin, forcing the boast. This is textbook. Holds. Entitled to stay on the tee. Leaves it short. No way in for Mohamed. 7-2. Makin serving. 5 points behind. He's got a lot to do. Tight. Give it a stroke there. I think he's going to get it. Mohamed in his swing. (3-7). And it goes for the kill off the serve. Makin gave him the angle there with his serve. He's been very good at hitting the wall with the serve, but unfortunately it came out too far. Mohamed had the kill. Joel didn't expect it. Chance for ElShorbagy. And he takes it. Increases his lead. American scoring, if you have that lead, you can go for it. And he's certainly doing that. 9-3. Slightly running away with this fifth, and that is a beautiful shot. Chooses to play it the wrong way round. Ball comes out, plays it on the forehand. And that shot has everything. Touch. Surprise. Goes for it again, making wise to it. What a shot from ElShorbagy. And again goes for the nick. Reads it beautifully. Makin. Last chance saloon. Amazing scrambling. What a rally. Both players at full stretch. Both players showing an array of shots. Makin clinging on for dear life. He wants to stay in this match as long as he can. While there's life, there's hope. 4-10, 6 match balls, ElShorbagy. Go up and down the wall again. Makin hanging on. Goes to the drop shot. Beautiful drop. ElShorbagy, that's a good lob. Desperate from Makin, but he gets it. ElShorbagy pins him back. So the volley drop, gets up behind Makin. It's well in control. ElShorbagy. Makin slips, but he puts it deep. Hold, gets it back again. Good hold from Makin, and he's boxed out by ElShorbagy. It's too close to the middle. ElShorbagy takes the first ever Pro Squash Challenge Series title. 6-11, 11-9, 5-11, 11-8, 11-4. Another 5-game thriller. We hope you've enjoyed it. We have a worthy champion, a former world champion, 3 times British Open champion, 3 times TOC champion, Mohamed ElShorbagy, the world number 2. And Joel Makin, what an effort from the Welshman. took him all the way to 5, having beaten him previously in the Blackpool Open. But it's great to see Mohamed ElShorbagy winning this prestigious title, and he's very happy with that.
Joel, desperately unlucky. You look like you're in control for long periods of the match, but Mohamed, in the end, somehow broke your rhythm. A couple of decisions that you maybe didn't disagree with. How much did they affect you?
They do make a big difference, obviously. Like a couple that towards the end of the second were tough, but you can't worry about those kind of things. You can only worry about what you're doing. And I had a few chances to put him away in the second, and I think a 2-love up would have made that. I was up there and I was playing well at that stage, so I've got to close that out better because I was up 9-7 maybe. And then he broke it up well. Quick kills around the middle, shut me out well, and uses some good skills, mixed up the pace. And I thought it was good quality, really tough match.
Yeah, very high quality match, and the ball also played a little bit of a part, and it seemed to go a little bit dead. And,
it softened up. Yeah, I think he adjusted well to that. To be fair, and I did for the majority. The start of the fifth was poor. I just the ball softened up and I didn't get my length through, and he exposed it quickly. So then I did get it back towards the end of the fifth, but it was once he's on top in those kind of stages, he closed it out well.
Well, once again, it was a fantastic effort, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the Pro Squash Challenge in the future.
Yeah,
we'll be having title challenges, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely, that'd be great. Thanks a lot.
Going into that, and you've got tournament next week.
Yeah, leaving on Wednesday. Starting Saturday with Adrian Waller. So I know he's been out for a couple of months, but he's quality when he's moving well and playing well. So yeah, that'll be tough first round, and then again with Mohamed in the same quarter, the second tournament in a row. So that should be good again.
How do you find playing your training partner? Because you and Mohamed have been training quite a lot together. It's
different. As soon as there's proper matches, it is slightly different, but it's not. There's a lot of intensity every single time. Like you can see there, it wasn't like a knock, was it? It was sort of everyone's taking everything you can do to win there. So the intensity's better and you're fresher, and you're going to go about it slightly tactically different than a training match. You're not going to do exactly like you would do in a PSA tournament. A training match, you might be working on various different things. So there's definitely a slight difference, but should be good.
Congratulations, Mohamed, on becoming our first ever Pro Squash Challenge Series title holder. How do you like the format of playing one match at a time? You've had 2 weeks off since your last match.
No, I think it's a great format. It's feel like a boxing fight, where you agree for a date and you get ready for it, not like a match where you have to back up one after another. It feels like you get like 2 weeks to get ready for it. So I felt it was such a, not just it was a good idea, but also to do it during COVID as well. It's for Channel Vaz, the people who sponsored, everyone who sponsored, Danny for organizing it. You guys have given us opportunity to play these competition matches while we couldn't compete as much. So I think today was the perfect match for both of us before we go to Laguna. These are the kind of, even though that we have so much training matches together, but I think today even the intensity was a little bit higher still, and I think and even in the tournament probably it will be even more higher. So I think these are the kind of matches. I think that today that match was perfect for both of us. It will get us much sharper for Laguna, and I think I'm glad I was part of it.
And you seem to get better as the match went on and move more fluently. Have you changed anything about your game as you're approaching your 30s? Or?
Yeah, I think the match, our matches always have such the intensity is so high. Like we both have, I think, similar character. We both love to fight. We both love to just keep fighting till the last point. I just got lucky. I had a better start in the fifth game, and by the time he started getting back at me, I think I had a big of a lead that I just kept it together. And it was so tough all the way through. From I could have been easily 2-love down. I was down the second, and it could have been a different game if he won the second, and then he went 2-1 up, and at the same time it was the force was really tough. It could have gone either way as well. So it always reminds me of most of our matches together, really.
Well, you're certainly fighting hard, and you will be again in Laguna next week. All the best for that, and congratulations on becoming our first Pro Squash Challenge champion.
Thanks, Danny. Thanks a lot.